I'm not sure that I like this film. In fact, I'm not sure that it's even worthy of being in my collection. However, I feel that I have to have it. I feel that I have to buy it because everyone else is. And I'm scared that it will sell out and then I won't be able to get it if I do want it. That's like a worst case scenario, fear of missing out. And that's what we're going to talk about. Another collecting trap. Another collecting pitfall. So let's talk about this one. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another bad habit of collecting. Another trap. Another slave to collecting. And it's one of those things I think we've all experienced, and that's fear of missing out. You know, again, this is quite a nasty trap to fall into. It truly is. And it's kind of sort of interlinked with day one pickups. You know, I could do a video entirely on day one pickups, but these two sort of amalgamate into one because the day one pickup sort of feeds into the fear of missing out. Although I might go into that one additionally. But yeah, it's the fear of missing out. So the fear of missing out is exactly that, right? FOMO. It's exactly what it says it is. You're scared that you're going to miss out on a particular item, a particular release, a particular edition, that it will sell out. However, we're now in a sort of climate where it's only very few items that become quite difficult to get a hold of, that do sell out, that do actually become a rarity. You know, it's a very, very minute percentage of releases that happens with. You know, it certainly doesn't happen with DVD, with standard Blu-rays, with standard 4Ks, but once you start stepping into the sort of territory of the steelbook, then you do find that there's that there's some stuff that sort of become hard to find, you know, a Zavvi exclusive and this sort of a thing. However, being a Zavvi exclusive, you tend to find that those items, those steelbooks, are still available over in Europe somewhere, so you can still actually get them at a reasonable price. This has happened recently with the Wonka steelbook, the nicely embossed one. You know, it's sold out on Zavvi. However, if you step over to Italy, Amazon Italy, you can get it. You can get a hold of it, and this happens with a multitude of steelbooks. There's always somewhere, for the most part, that you can actually find them. So, fear of missing out. You know, this is something that I've experienced for a long time, and it harks back to the comic book days of my collecting. Now, I've said this before. I used to go up. I was a manager in the job that I'd done. I was involved. I was in charge of my own rostering. The hours that I would work would be rostered by me, as well as a 40 strong team of individuals, and I'd always roster myself off on comic release day. The reason being is that I can get up there for when the comic shop's open, all the new comics are on the shelf, and I'm not going to miss out on anything. Although nowadays you can get a hold of them comics very easily. The internet makes it a lot easier to get a hold of this stuff. But yeah, so I'd be up there day one, there experiencing it. It wasn't really something I ever experienced in the physical media world, not until I started a channel. And this is a downfall, right? There's a huge downfall to running a channel like this that's related to physical media. And even if you don't, even if you watch all these channels, like my channel and other channels, there's a downfall to it, because you see stuff that maybe I've picked up that you want, or you see someone talking about an upcoming release, and you know, a lot of banter around it, a lot of rhetoric around a certain release, and you get this worry that everyone else is going to get it, but I'm not. So I've got to make sure that I get this film, I get this release, regardless of whether I actually really enjoy the film or whether I actually think it's worthy of the collection. You fall into this trap of exactly that. being scared to miss out on a particular item. And it's a horrendous thing to fall into. It truly is. Like I said, not only because a lot of this stuff is still available anyway, but you know, you're just slave to this thought process that I'm not going to be able to get it. And what is it that you're not actually going to be able to get in reality? It's packaging. That's what it comes down to. It is packaging. Now, I know for a lot of people, packaging is a big part of certain releases, but at an overinflated price. You know, you may get a steelbook, you may get a little booklet, you may get some art cards, all inside a slidey box. Ultimately, at the end of the day, regardless of whether you got that or you've got the standard release of the film, you're watching the same damn film. You're watching the same film, right? And even if you get these special editions, they sit on your shelf. When do you look at them again? I'll tell you, case in point, I watched Man of Steel yesterday. Man of Steel. Now I've got several versions of Man of Steel, and one of the things I've got is the Justice League trilogy 4K box set, which contains, you know, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and the Zack Snyder's extended Justice League, brilliant film. And I watched Man of Steel. When I opened this set up, and it is still available, it ain't like something that's sold out, and I didn't rush out to get it or anything like that, but I completely forgot that there were a wealth of lenticular art cards inside. So I enjoyed looking through them. But that's what I'm saying. You buy this stuff for these items, it goes on your shelf, you forget it's there, you forget what's in the packaging, it just becomes an item on your shelf, side on. Right? And you're scared, you know. I think fear of missing out is still something that comes into play in my collecting habits. Not as bad as what it once was, most definitely. You know, at the moment I'm at a point where, you know, I've had this realization, I've had this wake up that you can get it down the line. You'll be able to get it down the line, probably be able to get it cheaper down the line. You know, that ultimately it's nothing but a film. It's a film, people. That's all it is. Life is what's happening out there, outside the confines of this room, of this channel, of other people's channels, of buying this stuff. It gets forgotten about. It gets put onto your shelf and forgotten about. Okay, you may get the one item, the 1-2 odd items that then sell for a bit more than what they came out at, the cost, an overinflated price that you're not willing to pay. Fair enough, it doesn't matter if you don't have it. Seriously, in 100 years, who's going to care? No one. No one's going to care. Everything in front of you. Look around you. Look at your collection. Look around this room. My room. I'm looking around it now. Where's all this stuff going to be in 100 years' time? It's not going to exist. It's going to be in a landfill. It's going to be in a pit. That's ultimately what it comes down to, really. So fear of missing out is you know, it's a very deep psychological trope in people that is brought on by online rhetoric, online channels, on seeing the, you know, the hysteria that's a bit of a strong word there, the hysteria that surrounds a release, and people are like, oh, I've got to get that, oh, I've got to get it, look at it, oh, it's lovely looking, oh, and everyone jumps on it, even those people who are not really interested in it, because they're scared of missing it. Just stick to what you want, stick to what you like. But like I said, the day one pickup, it feeds into the day one pickup. Get into the shops. Get into the shops on that release day for the opening. Oh, HMV's opening their doors. Let's step inside. Let's see what they've got brand new. Who cares? Wait a week. Wait a while. Go pick it up in CEX. Save yourself a bit of money. You know, the day one pickup is, you know, as I said, I'll do a video. I might do a video of that on its own. But fear of missing out. Don't fear missing out. Don't fear it. All right? You know, you miss out on something, you may feel it for a day, you may feel a bit gutted that, oh, I didn't get that. Give it a week. That feeling's passed. And you're like, who cares? Who cares? No one cares. Right, but it's channels like this, all these channels that make it worse for you as collectors. And make it worse for myself by watching other channels like this, by being part. Like I said, it never existed with physical media until I got into the social media side of it, YouTube and things like that, and watching, before I even had a channel, watching YouTube channels. It's forced upon you. It's forced into your psyche by other people and the rhetoric that they have surrounding films. And inevitably, in some cases, again, you get burnt. You go out, you buy something that it's not really a film that you like, not really a film you want, not a film worthy of your collection, but you've got it because other people are getting it and you want to be party to that. That's what it comes down to. So let me know in the comments your experiences of fear of missing out. I think that, you know, it's still very prevalent to a lesser degree in my collecting habits. More so when it comes to something going on sale, a sale item. I mean, I'll give you an example. I've recently purchased a new He-Man action figure, Masters of the Universe action figure, and it is the large box based upon the Masters of the Universe movie He-Man. Although the face sculpt doesn't look nothing like Dolph Lundgren, and it had been reduced from about £45 to $14.99. And I was like, shall I, shan't I? I did. I bought it. And I was scared. It was a fear of missing out, not in the sense of what I've just said, but in the sense that it's available for $14.99. Get it now at that price, because it will go back up. It will, it might be in a sale again down the line, but inevitably it will hike back up in price, and you'll be like, oh, I should have grabbed it at $14.99. So there's that other area of FOMO just there. But yeah, so let me know your experiences with it, whether it's something, whether it's a trap that you fall into, whether you perceive it as a bad habit, what are you a sucker for? Is it steelbooks? Is it the collector's editions? Is there an item that you have missed out on and it really grates on you? Or are there items that you thought, that you've succumbed to fear of missing out, bought, and then you've not even watched yet? Or you thought to yourself, why was I worried about it? Why was I worried about it? Or an item that you've seen, that you feared missing out, you've bought it, or you've bought it at an inflated price and now you see it far cheaper. Let's have an interesting conversation about it down in the comments. And yeah, I'll be back for another one of these chats. Bad habits, the pitfalls of collecting. And I will see you then. Take care and goodbye.